It had been nearly months, and then finally there's a river in the middle of there's finally a river, and there's finally water in the lake. Now the crocodiles and the amphibians would have environments. And we see an amphibian finally seeing the river after hibernating. It goes into the river to swim. It takes a drink and then goes in. The amphibian can swim in the water now. We have a large iguanodon drinking from the river, as it is very thirsty. And now we have a lizard. And the largest lizards in the meat-eating killer that lives in water. Name is Dylan. This is Dylan, the large alligator that weighs 2 tons and needs food, which I already have found. It's been trying to find water for years and living in the swamps. The swamps that had dried out and turned into a wasteland. For years, he's been living in the swamps, but he's not giving up the river. He has found a new home, and yet he's found food finally. The amphibian goes on land real quick to dry out, and in a few minutes he'll go back into the water. Like marine iguanas, they have skin that are very sensitive. They must be able to go in water in a few minutes, and if they don't, they'll dry out and die. Yeah, but this amphibian is being stalked by Dylan. The large alligator can snatch him really easily. Dylan can do the death roll with this prey, and if its prey does the death roll, it can tear a flesh off. Dylan gets his chance to attack. The amphibian runs quicker. Dylan tries to attack, but he misses. Dylan misses and goes back into the water. But next time, Dylan will have a chance to kill the amphibian. Yeah, and 20 minutes later, the alligator goes on land to dry out. Yeah, it lays down and relaxes real quick. The alligator closes its mouth for relaxing. While this gigantic beast is resting, the amphibian gets a chance to go in the river so it doesn't dehydrate and die. Meanwhile, while it's underwater, it goes in some little cave to find some insects to eat. Finding something to eat is difficult for the amphibian. Yet the amphibian hears some vibrating in the water, meaning it needs to go back to the surface before the alligator attacks. The amphibian goes to the surface to evacuate the lake before the alligator gets him. But that vibrating was coming from the large iguanodon that was taking a drink of the river right now. 2 miles away from the lake, the alligator goes back into the water to snatch him by the surface of the water. All the river is left is the lake, but half of it is mud. The the iguanodon knows this is the only lake, and he doesn't have a choice but to drink this lake. But yet Dylan is able to stalk the iguanodon and goes into the under the water to attack the surface. The iguanodon is drinking deeply out of the water, and it is a bad idea because he does not know that the large alligator, or also known as Dylan, is about to attack him. But Dylan knows he has the wrong target, and the iguanodon is twice the size of him. He's twice the size of him because the female has a feet that can smash anything, and it'll kill and smash Dylan. So he knows that he is scared and shocked at if Dylan is seeing a twice the size female iguanodon. Dylan goes back into the water to retreat. Yeah, Dylan goes back into land to relax and rest. Yeah, he turns around to see if there's any food left. He is relaxing and resting, and he's waiting for other smaller predators to ambush for food. And he needs food now. But the iguanodon knows he's scared, and yet continues drinking. There is nothing that Dylan can do but just wait until the iguanodon leaves and find some other food. So yet the iguanodon continues drinking for hours and hours. After drinking for hours and hours and waiting, the iguanodon finally leaves. Which means the gator can finally wait again for other prey. But 1 minute later, he finally finds something to eat. The amphibian relaxing in the water. As you can see, this amphibian is going in the water. As you can see, this alligator is stalking the amphibian. It goes underwater to ambush it. And yet, the amphibian still eats the insects out of the bushes and those branches under the water of weed. And yet, it lands underwater so it can hide from the gigantic alligator. The alligator searches everywhere as it is very hungry and dehydrated. As you can see, the alligator does see him. He waits for him to go back into the water and get some air, and then he ambushes him. The amphibian knows he has to get out of here quick before the gator snatches him. So he goes up to get some air fast. The gator reaches him before he gets to the surface. The amphibian gets to land quick, but the gator tries to get him. But the amphibian tries to make it. Amphibians can be quick, but the gator is much quicker than that. And yeah, the gator grabs him, yet the gator throws the amphibian. As the amphibian has been thrown at, as he's been injured with his tail, he tries to move. The alligator tries to grab the amphibian. But when the lizard's struggling to escape by the mouth, the alligator snaps and pulls him in. The alligator goes in and pulls him in. Yet the alligator has the amphibian and goes underwater to eat. When the baby Tyrannosaurus goes for a drink in the water, then he sees the alligator. Seeing him get close near, Jake sees the alligator close near him. But yet, Jake has a bad feeling about this alligator. Yet the alligator goes down into the water. But yet, Jake finds somewhere else to drink where it's safe. 2 hours later, a male Triceratops and brought his infant with him. Yet they go for a drink in the water when they knew there was a predator in the river. We see an infant Ankylosaurus too that swims and takes a drink from the river. The alligator sees its prey and food where it can finally eat. The male Triceratops goes closer to take a drink from the river. The alligator has its perfect target to attack its prey. The alligator attacks, but the alligator grabs the male Triceratops by the arm. He grabs him by the foot and then tries to pull him in. The infant panics and calls for his mother for help. Yet the Triceratops being pulled into the river where he's close near death. The Triceratops falls into the water. The infant lost his father as he saw with his own eyes. Next, the alligator does the death roll in front of the infant. The infant cries for help for her female mother and runs off. Even the young Ankylosaurus saw everything. Even Nick saw what he saw and walks away. This is why the alligator stays there and calls this lake the Death Lake. And a crow takes a drink from the water. And the alligator snatches the big crow and goes underwater to eat. An aquatic snake evacuates out of the river.